Just drinking my carrot, ginger, turmeric juice. It's organic. You know, keeping that inflammation down with that immunity up naturally. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mother Earth. Love you. Always. I want to quickly talk about, and when I say quickly, I mean like a Jubilee quick, which means it might not be quick to everyone else, but this is important. I was speaking with an individual, and we were talking about how a lot of what is happening, what is happening is planned, right? And now that we have facts to back this up, this is not just an intuitive thing that we are saying. Like, there are legit things that are coming out now because light always shines and exposes the darkness, period. And so we were discussing these things and, you know, the whole evil agenda. And I must say that although there is an agenda that is not good playing out, there also is a good agenda that is playing out. And we know this by fact because the law of polarity, which is a universal law, basically that says that we have good because there's evil, and we have evil because there's good. And we can only define one and both by the existence of both, which are one. Kind of like yin and yang, right? You only know what good is because there's evil, and vice versa. So all I have to say is, we were talking about that, and an individual that is connected to the individual that I was talking to, they said that the person, she was trying to tell this person like all of these things because there's something that's happening as far as like when it comes to transhumanism and these injections, and this is not what people would label a conspiracy theory, which by definition though, let's pause, because conspiracy just means that more than one person has come together in order to do some type of something to other people, like harm other people. So that's a conspiracy, right? We have conspiracies in our life all the time. People conspire with one another against something, right? Or someone. A theory is something that we hold that might not be proven yet, but that doesn't mean that it's false, right? Science is theory, but theories can also be proven. So I just want to say, just because something's a theory does not mean that it is false. So by definition, a conspiracy theory just means that someone has a theory, or they hypothesize or believe or think that there is a group of people, or a group that is coming together to conspire or to create harm on something or someone else. Got it? So conspiracy theory, as much as it gets thrown around unfortunately, has lost its meaning because people in the media are just like, oh, if they don't agree to something, or they think that it's out of the box, they think it's false, but that's not true. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so anyway, so I'm talking to this person, and then they're talking to the other person like, hey, like, here's, this scientist that is saying this, and this person is being interviewed, and they're talking about all this stuff. And I'll leave the link in the description of what I'm specifically talking about, because I can't say it right now. I don't think I should say it on this video. So we're talking about that, and then the person that is talking to the individual that I'm talking to, I hope this is not confusing. Basically, they say that there's no reason to even be like really thinking about humanity and how it might end or how it might be affected, because they are just focused on getting to heaven and not worrying about what's happening here on earth. Now, this is why I'm making this video, folks. Heaven or the kingdom or Zion, the promised land, wherever you feel is the great beyond, right? That cannot be an excuse to diffuse responsibility from being here in the present moment and working things out now. A lot of people throughout the years, because I've grown around, I grew up in a religious household, and I went to a Christian school, and y'all pretty much know my background when it comes to that, okay? I'm not talking to strangers here, or maybe I am if you're new. Hey. So people have been using heaven as an escape. Little do they know, if they are talking about the heaven of the Bible does not illustrate heaven being this far off place that is just like, woohoo, heaven is here, but so is hell, right? It's that polarity again. So through our actions, through our thoughts, through our words, through our behavior, we create heaven here. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It is here. It is here, and it is now on earth as it is in heaven. As above, so below. Do you see how all this is connecting? So all that to say is, please do not use heaven as a way to diffuse the responsibility that you have as a conscious human. Well, if you are conscious, you are a human being who is here to help bring whatever the kingdom looks like for you. We have to bring it here. Whether that's people coming together, whether that's people rebuilding a new system that is inclusive of human life, and that stands for human life, and that protects this beautiful planet, and that is really for the the justice of how resources are handed out. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to start like projecting my own version of heaven onto you. You know what it is, and it's here. It's deep down inside, and I just wanted to just encourage you all to be present. I know when it comes to experiencing a lot of pain, especially as a collective, because we are one, we all feel things, right? And a lot of us distract ourselves with technology, with drugs, with alcohol, and even with religion to escape the present moment and therefore not be able to help. But you came here for a reason. You chose to come here for a reason, and that is to be a light. I know there are people who chose to come here as well, who chose to be in darkness. That's that polarity. But I'm talking to the children of the light right now. I'm talking to starseeds. I'm talking to light workers. I'm talking to the chosen ones, whatever you want to label it. You know who you are. But I just encourage you to be present. Be present even within the pain, and look at the positive. Like, the more that you put your attention to something, it expands and it creates life. So by all means, like, please pay attention, put your attention towards the things that are going to create good, the things that are going to develop heaven here on earth. And so again, this isn't an either or thing. This is polarity. This is both. These are both things coming together. So as much as you put the attention towards the good, also just be aware, be conscious that there is the opposite force, but that force is not going to outdo the force that you are putting the most energy towards, whether that is good or whether that is evil. I hope that made sense. If that made sense, share it with somebody, or even like bring it up in conversation, talk about it if you want, but heaven can no longer be an excuse. I am fed up with hearing people use that as an excuse to not be involved in their part in humanity. Enough is enough. So I'm going to finish my mixtape because I got to do that. I'm going to finish drinking this juice. Check out my website. I have a bunch of links there. I've done so much research to give you all a different perspective on what is happening on the planet that we are not hearing on the news, because the revolution shall not be televised, but it is all around us and it starts here. Peace.